Hello everyone!
Hello.
Welcome back to Sons of the Forest. We have survived 100 days, and let us show you what we did so far. So we built this mega castle, which honestly took like probably 40 to 50 days. It's kind of ridiculous. This video has been getting a lot of love. We have released it last week. I'll leave a card in the top right so you guys can see it in more detail. But yeah, we worked quite a long time on this castle. Our biggest project on Sons of the Forest to date. Not the biggest one in this series, I don't think. Because I think our original castle and the original forest took longer than that, even though it is smaller. And then we have a bunch of other projects in that world, but it's not about the forest, it's about Sons of the Forest. So we got this nice little entryway, and this room, which is kind of like a living room, but we never really use it. All the plants just have disappeared for some reason, which is kind of sad because it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I think Calvin just eats them all.
Because it's a neat little courtyard. Then when we go upstairs, I'm just going to show you the bedrooms. So this is where Jeffrey stays the nights. And then this is where I stay the nights. Then if we go to the back of the castle, you may have already seen this. This is what we're currently working on, so this is still a work in progress. This is a bridge that goes over, well, the river and goes past the waterfall. I'm having troubles deleting that part of the bridge right now, so I'm gonna have to figure out how that's exactly is gonna work. But yeah, we had to build this up and then slowly remove pieces from the foundation to make it look like this. I think it's turning out pretty good so far.
It does.
Especially when we start putting in railings and other little details. And the neat thing from this bridge, you can see another base.
Our first one.
That is incorrect.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
This isn't our first base,
Okay.
but this is our second. Mainly because, I will be honest with you, I don't really know where our other base is located. I'll like have a marker on screen right now where I think it is. Because we did that like in the first few days. We built that up. And then we kind of left that area. Let us sleep for the night though. Because even though this is day 100, technically when we sleep, we survived 100 days. Well, and there you have it. Survived 100 days. It's now day 101. We have a bunch of scattered places that we have not really shown in videos so far. Which is mainly why I wanted to do this video, just to kind of, one, celebrate the achievement that we survived 100 days. But also, we built a bunch of random little bases. And I think this is a great time to actually show you guys what we've been doing off camera. Right, well, first of which, let's go to our, old base. So this is basically our base up until, couple days ago, really, when the castle was finished. We started using the castle as our main base right now. But this was it before, when I really started figuring out how the building system worked.
Yep, and that is a base that when we didn't have the low card.
Yeah, there wasn't a low card, there was no tree regrowth, so it was actually a real pain to make this.
And look at this, all the trees are regrowed.
Oh man, yeah. We've been spending so long in the castle area, everything regrew. Yeah, this is where I started figuring out how the building system works, and I think I have a way better grasp of it nowadays. Meaning I could make this look a lot better, because it's really flat, especially on the backside. Some armor stands here. We actually placed these down before you can interact with them, because I thought we could, but that's why there's no armor on them. There's also not a lot of decoration in this house. We just crafted up a ton of armor, a ton of extra supplies just lying about. We grabbed a couple things for the castle, because we were actually running pretty low on supplies there. Again, there's just nothing really here, except for this nice little garden roof, which, since Calvin isn't eating everything, everything is still here. Then of course the electricity came out, we started playing around with that. There's another little shelter, which is mainly built for Calvin, so he could hide at this campsite here.
But he doesn't because he just sits outside the house, not inside.
Something I do miss is all this music. We don't
Yep.
have that at our castle, and there are some really good tracks on these radios. Also, we don't have access to this easy loot pile every time we spawn in, which is why we have so many different items. Then, let's go this way first, because I don't think we showed this either. Or maybe we did briefly when we walked past. So after building all of that up, I kind of wanted to make a little town, but since tree regrowth was not a thing, we kind of moved to over here. And well, trees were gone really quickly as well. But we tried out some of the things that come in the basic book, like this book. So there's a bunch of things like a small cabin, the lookout tower, the lean-to. But that is kind of what we did around here. Again, we don't really show this often, or at all really, because there isn't really anything there.
It's just like a day that we did when we were bored or something.
Yeah. Then let's head over to this. There's a stone building here. Most of you probably seen it because this wasn't that long ago. We were just trying out how the stone worked. And this is what we worked on. You know, we tried figuring out how this door was going to work, how the windows are working, how logs interact with it, all that good stuff. And we can use the information we got from building this tiny shed into our castle. Then there's this building, which is more so meant to house the zipline. This zipline goes from this side of the map all the way to the other side where the ending is. And traveling it is will take about 7 minutes. And you also see there's a zipline shot from the castle area now. There's 2 bases set up in the snow area, so I guess let's go there first. So the next place we're going to show is on the tallest peak of this mountain. I wanted to have a base on the, well,
Oh,
the tip of the mountain. Are you okay?
no, I thought it shouldn't be let loose.
And let me
Yeah.
tell you that it is kind of a pain to build all the way up there. We were originally planning to build something on this cliff here, because we actually were able to scale this mountain from this side. But it is such a pain to build over here that eventually we were like, well, what if we do it on the top of the mountain? Now I'm thinking about it, I lied before. We actually have 3 bases here. Although one of them you can't really call a base, in my opinion. We kind of quit with the idea before we really got anywhere. This will become one of those worlds, just like the forest, where there's like random bases and things scattered all over the place. And eventually we'll just forget about them. This is also such a painstaking thing to build, because we had to carry one log up at a time, then do the zip lines, and the zip lines are kind of a pain as well. A lot easier than the forest, that's for sure. So, here's our little cabin on the tallest peak. It doesn't look that special, and that's because this peak is very narrow, so I couldn't really do anything here. There's a bed, there's a shelf. You have a pretty nice lookout, at least, over the land. Okay, I think I know where the cave base is. But first let's show a base that is not really finished. We started on this and it was kind of a pain, but now that I know more about the building, I think we can properly get the idea that we wanted.
Our ski resort place.
Yeah, so the idea was we built a little ski resort here, because you have a slide in the game, and this actually looks like a really good place to just use the slide and slide down. What we found out really quickly though with this is because it's so steep, it's actually kind of hard to... I would not advise doing that right now. It's actually really hard to build on this properly. If I were to redo it, what I've learned is you have to work from the bottom point really, and slowly start building your way up, and you can slowly start removing bottom pieces. Kind of how we did the bridge. We would set up the entire foundation and slowly start removing pieces from the foundation. I think that's what we're gonna have to do with this base as well. Give it a complete makeover. There's a zip line that goes all the way down as well. This still goes to the ending that's somewhere over that way. So it's actually pretty easy to get back up. Then next up, if we go this way, we actually have a cave base. Now, cave bases are kind of difficult in Sons of the Forest, because you can't really, build logs in crevices easily. I'm pretty sure it can be done. Well, I know it can be done, because we did that before as well. You can
Yeah.
kind of glitch them into the cave, and because it's still kind of the same world, if you go inside of the cave, you can kind of grab them through the wall and get them in the cave that way. However, this snow area has different caves. So these are more open-ish caves, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second here. Alright, so this is what I meant with it's one of those open caves. Usually when you find a cave in Sons of the Forest or the Forest, you have to go through a crevice, but this one is completely open. And then we actually have a base set up. There's also where we have an actual lock. Yeah, nice little ice cave. It doesn't have much, but it's more so as an aesthetic thing. I don't know, I quite like it. Probably, we didn't spend long in this place, just a couple of days. And that's mainly to figure out how stuff like this works. Those are all the major bases, I think. Should we try figure out where our original base is at? Because I think I have a vague idea where our very first camp is. It'd be interesting to see it as well. See how far we have come from the very first thing we built on this island. Because the very first base was built during the first hours of release. So there wasn't really any information about how this system was gonna work.
Wasn't our first base like close to the helicopter?
Yes, it was. Well, we walked quite a little ways away, but not crazy far. I think I remember this tent as well. We passed it on our way. 'Cause I think this is where we found the very first jukebox, or whatever that is. The radio. Yeah, this is where we found the very first radio. But yeah, that means that it isn't this river, which means this way, the last river, is where we should have built our base. I think we probably did it a bit upstream.
I kind of remember now too.
It's probably easier for me to remember because I don't only play the game, but I have to sit through the footage and edit it. Ah, here it is. Yeah, it's probably why I remember it a lot easier of where this stuff is at. This is our very first house. Ain't that a beauty? No actual roof. It looks like I wanted to get the fences to work, but the fences in this game kinda... Well, they work better nowadays. Well, never mind, I broke it.
No stairs, just a ramp.
Oh yeah. Just a hole here. Just jump down. We actually have a bed, quite surprisingly. Yeah, we just kind of built this and that's it. So long, oldie. You were the first to be built, but definitely not the last. You know, with tree regrowth being a thing, I think we're gonna be building on a way bigger scale than you've seen so far. Because that was honestly the biggest drawback from building anything. Actually, we got one more base.
Where?
The beach.
Oh yeah.
This is what I meant earlier with there's gonna be a ton of bases that we just forget. I think this was both because we needed to spend some time here anyway for the turtle egg, but I also wanted to check out how things would look on stilts. And that's a lot of these builds. It's just kinda us trying to figure out how specific things work in Sons of the Forest. Yeah, this is our beach house. The outside isn't really that special. It's on stilts, which I quite like. And inside, this is where we started working, or figuring out that you could place these, like, lanterns, I guess. It's in a very unfortunate location because she will catch fire if it's on. Yeah, it's very small, but it does the job for what we needed it to. Oh, I just shot 4 of them away. Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh man, the shotgun is so OP, I swear to God. Yeah, I think we managed to actually locate every single base we built so far. Unless they're thinking of, we're not thinking of one. Which, let's face it, we probably forgot one or two. I'm thinking what we'll do is we're gonna try get some things around here. Maybe make a little town down there. Of course, we're also still working on the bridge to easily get to the other side of the river. We still have to work on bits of the castle itself, like the gardeny bits, and there's a lot of decoration that still needs to happen. But yeah, this is our very first 100 days in Sons of the Forest. And I cannot wait to see what we'll do in the next 100 days. Because we'll probably spend over multiple updates, and hopefully, they'll add some new cool decorative pieces. For now, I think we're going to be continuing working on the bridge. Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone.
Bye everyone.